Well, I was actually approached just before Christmas to actually do the sculpture for the Invisible Horse Trail, which is coming up, actually going to be launched at Badminton, I gather. And so I was asked whether I'd be interested in making the original clay horse based on one of the horses down at the Glenderspooner farm. And that was lovely May. And I thought, well, that'd be really nice because horses are very dear to my heart, having had them nearly all my life. And also now sculpting them. And of course, you know, my Badminton Horse Trials connection is because I did the main trophy. So I'm greatly honoured to be able to do this. And so this is going to be the clay original from this. There's going to be made moulds and then hopefully be a cast. So I actually went down to the farm the other day and I started working on a small maquette, which is in wax. And that's about this size, and then that gives me the details that I can then come back and work because I have a very short time scale to do this in. So I want to get it absolutely right, and it's got to be her because she is the story.
May was found abandoned in a field, so we have no knowledge of her history. No owner ever came forward to claim her, so it's impossible for us to know really what she's undergone or what she's been through before she arrived here. She arrived sick, weak, dramatically underweight, had obviously had very little handling and absolutely no care at all for probably some considerable time. And now she's just a glowing example of a healthy horse who's well on the road to a full recovery.
So she's just over 24 inches to the width, in fact probably about 27, and about 3 foot up to the tip of the ears. So I have a scale. So I'm working up on the scale, usually a very loose grid, but I'm working three-dimensionally across, upwards and that way. So once I've established how high she's going to be, I'm going to then put in what we call an armature, which is a steel. And it goes up and it comes across as a T roughly in the centre of her. And then I've actually welded a steel bar going up through the neck and just to the head and back and then down through each leg because I've got to put on quite a lot of clay. It's quite an old-fashioned way of working. Then I bulk out with chicken wire and then I'm laying on the muscles on top of that and then working to a finished surface, which is really what you're seeing now. But this isn't finished yet. There's a lot more work to go on it. And I've started putting in the hair, mane, the forelock and the feathering down here onto the legs. I want to make it look that people can go up to and you feel as though she's going to breathe. That's always been my criteria. And it's got to be able to look as though it's going to just walk off or nuzzle in your ear. So I'm hoping I'm going to capture that, but it does take time. And I have to keep it in my head, what that horse is. So it's always very vital that I go back and see the horse every so often so I can just remind myself what she's like. Obviously I'm making the original and then they're going to make moulds. The company's going to be able to reproduce these. And then you're going to have different people or celebrities or companies to actually paint them all in the most beautiful livery colours of their own choice. So it could be abstract, could be anything else. It's really to bring awareness and things, to show the plight of these horses, which are really, you know, in a very sad, sorry state. And it's perhaps through ignorance, it could be through many other means, but they are happening today. So by doing the sculpture trail is to bring it home to people that there are horses there. Okay, they may be beautifully painted, but it's just to raise the profile. And then ultimately these things are going to be sold, which is going to be raise the funds really to keep something like the World Horse Welfare people going so they can rescue more of these horses.